The other thing that make people to fall for scam in African football is when they see white men. When they see this white man, they have this mentality that white man cannot scam them. Boys will be dying on the pitch because they want to impress white man.
If you are not okay to start up a business venture, checking out the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, don't go into it, because what you're about to go do there is to sweep people off their feet and swindle their money.
These people are not the right people running academy. If you are running an academy in Africa, you first of all, you should go to coaching course, know how to handle these boys. If you know how to handle these boys, secondly, you have to look for contact and know how to do this football business. If you have an academy is like, undergrowth, like grassroots, where you train your children to become successful in terms of football. In Europe, how academy is being run, they pay for everything. They subscribe to academy, and with huge amount of money. You talk about £1,000, £500, £600, and then at that moment, they don't even pay you yet. You pay for these things every month, every 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, depending. Even in Arsenal, Chelsea, you pay big amount of money. But the difference there is that they already have facilities that they used to train you. Now, Arsenal can have 1,000 academy players from the age of under 6, under 7, 10, 12, 13, 15. If you get to like under 18 or to under 16, if you are not good enough to play, they can tell you to leave, despite paying all the money that you have paid from 6 years to 18 years. That is why you still find out that teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool still go ahead to sign players, other young best players from other parts of the world. Why? Because they feel like those are the people that they can invest on. Because one, football is business. So now you, that is a parent, if you want to take your children to academy, the only problem that I have with Nigerian academy is that, one, as an academy, you should be able to have contact. You should be able to know how to run football business. Running that football business, if I register my child with you in your academy, if I pay and I'm paying, yes, if you register a child in school, you have to pay for school fees, you have to buy you have to buy textbooks, you have to buy the biro, you have to pay for everything, feed your child well, because one, you don't even know whether this child want to play football or not. You bring in for those people to train them for you. But now we are talking about the scam. In it. If you open such an academy, if you open a school and they come to subscribe to that school, if you are not getting if you feel like your child is not getting enough education from that thing, you stop your child from that school. You understand what I'm saying now? So the same thing applies to football. If you register your child in any academy in Nigeria or in Africa, and then they're not giving you what you want, you should be able to know that this team has nothing to offer. Now, academy cannot pay for your visa and ticket to travel when they don't have sponsor. One, because where you are going to, they don't know whether you will succeed or not. It's not a football league side. That is where sponsors come in. That is why when you see people like SC Internationals who have played this game, sometimes it's difficult for them to run an academy because one, football business it's not as people think. Sometimes you can spend 15, 20 million, 30 million and take 4, 5 players to Europe and none of them will make it. Not because they are not good players, not because they don't want to play, but because at that moment, it's a learning process for them. Some of them did not even Arsenal, Chelsea. They have bought so many players that did not perform well at that moment. Sometimes they go on loan. After 2, 3 years, they can come back, and because sometimes you can even decide to sell. And after selling them, other person that just took that risk to buy will begin to benefit those players at that moment. You too can also buy some player that they feel that it was not good enough at that moment. So now, when you come to academy, what these people do is that they bring when they open this academy, it's not like academy per se, because of the economy of this country, the economy of Africa. People are trying to escape poverty, so they just gather boys in their area. When they gather boys, they call it a name. You understand me now? They can call it a Chukuma FC, they can call it a Agata FC, they can call it any type of name at all. Those boys begin to play because the boys too does not have any choice. They don't know where to go and play. No better field around. Maybe one pitch that they see around there, maybe that is even stony and not even good, because a coach that can sacrifice his time and be training maybe every 4 o'clock in the evening or everything, they will come out and trade. By so doing that, these guys will have to contribute a little token to buy ball, because who will buy the ball? Nobody. The coach himself that is coming there to train you have not even feed himself finish, but maybe you just feel like there's boys, say let me just gather these boys and then see what we can do, hoping that any of these boys can get something better and change my life. Then now the boys come with you, they don't have work at that moment, they are looking forward to, I love this football, let me come and play this game in the street. That is why you see people who have made it, they feel like let us go back to their community to go and develop 1 or 2. So now you don't expect a coach that is training you to begin to pay your money to carry you when you have about 30, 35 players in your team playing. 20 players playing. Now, offer comes in, you expect a coach to carry 1 million, 2 million, because the economy has been so bad. They said that even the ticket that we used to buy $200, $300, even in African country, to travel to Benin Republic, Ghana here, how much is flight ticket now? Converting to naira from dollar, everything has become so expensive. So now, these academies now, that is why the scam comes in, because these people are not the right people running academy. If you are running an academy in Africa, you first of all, you should go to coaching course, know how to handle these boys. If you know how to handle these boys, secondly, you have to look for contact and know how to do this football business. How do I mean by this football business? If I am training 20, 30 players now under me as a coach, first of all, you should every week, every month, you have to go to league side in that country where you are, go and make contact, go and collaborate with coaches there, collaborate with team managers, collaborate with agents all over there. First of all, you know the financial status of your boy, knowing fully well that these boys are not that financially buoyant enough. So now, the best way of marketing this player is arranging them to go and play friendly matches with a well-known team. Friendly matches with league side, so that if you go there to play, after playing, these people can see one or two players that will play well. And even if they beat you 20-0, beat you 10-0, one or two players from your team can perform very well. From there, they can say, okay, come back, come and do try in our team, or come, let us sign out, let us sign you. One. Secondly, under 17, that is why you see when you go to under 17 camp, you see a lot of boys, their coaches will bring them on to the camp. You see 1,000 boys in the camp, 2,000 boys in the camp, sleeping outside just because why? Some of those coaches, that is where their hope lies. They believe that this boy is good. If I bring this boy here, if they can give him 10 minutes, 5 minutes to perform, if he go to the World Cup or the Nations Cup under 17, if from there will become a star, it can change my life. But those who have gotten this academic thing right are those who have gotten sponsor behind them. That sponsor now will make them, some of them can travel from Africa to Europe to go and make contact, genuine contact, because the other thing that make people to fall for scam in African football is when they see white men. When they see this white man, they believe that white man is very, very, that what they have this mentality that white man cannot scam them, not knowing that this is even well known. Let me tell you for free, even some of these well-known internationals that you are seeing, some of these well-known agents that you know, some of these well-known white men that you know, some of them are indirectly the scammers. You know why? They portray these people's faces to come. Sometimes you see a poster, scouting game. Every scouting game you see in Africa, in Nigeria, is 50-50 chance. Some of them are very, very real, very, very genuine. Some of them, I know people who do those genuine football business, but there are some of them that it's a scam. Let me tell you how they run this scam. Some of these guys, they have money, they travel to Europe, they go and meet some white men, even those that have HIV, that have sickness, that have gonorrhea, that are even sleeping on the street. They go and meet and say, okay, what is your name? You say his name is anything, you call maybe Mattis or something like that. You say, okay, I want to bring you to Africa to come and act like an agent. Then they will not bring the picture, they put it in the poster. You come to Adigule, you come to Lagos, you come to Anapada, you come to Mushi, you come and paste a poster that you are going to have a scouting game by next 2 months. And that same man, we call some people in Nigeria, tell them that I'm bringing 2 white men to Africa to come and scout players. Now, those people in Africa here will begin to jump up and down. They'll begin to organize screening up and begin to tell friends and tell club side. Those clubs side, we have to pay some certain amount. Maybe they will say like 30 or 40 teams are going to participate in that scouting program. Imagine 30 teams contributing like 200,000, maybe each part, because you tell you, do you know how much I spent to bring this white? Do you know how much I'm bringing? I spent $10,000 to get this contact. I spent $10,000 to go and see this person. All of them now lie. Are you getting my point now? Now, when they want to bring this player, you want your team to play because you believe that you have like 5 or 6 good players that you want to market, that you feel like if this white man sees them, he's going to take them abroad. Now, you will not pay that money. Imagine 200,000, 500,000, 100K times 40 teams, times 30 teams to this same man that went to one street in Europe to bring this white man. Now, they are going to pay for the hotel that the white men will stay. They will make them live the best life that they have never lived, even while they were in Europe. They will come to Africa. They will use big car. They will go and rent car to carry this white man. And even this white man, if you ask him where 7 they play, you don't know. If you ask him where 9 they play, if he tells him a back 9, center 9, striker they play. If you ask him any position, he does not even know. But this white man will come, wear suit, sit down, they will picture him, they will capture him, they will make the atmosphere so enticing to people. After playing everything, all those your boys that you have paid money for, some of them will come as far as outside the state, bringing those things, spending more money, chartering buses to convey those boys to the venue, lodge in hotel, keep those boys will suffer, those boys will go as far as going to churches to go and pray to God. That white man, one white man, Mr. Khalid, Mr. Khalid is coming to Africa to come and say, oh God, oh God, oh God, please, you must select me in the name of Jesus. You must select me, Holy Ghost fire. Not knowing that God will just be looking at you from up. Not knowing that the person wey dey call say, he must select you. Say, you know even anything about football. The person say, they pray, make you select am. Say, make him select am to stay for Nigeria. The person is even coming for tour in Africa. In fact, the white man will be so happy that he's coming to visit Africa at your own expense, with your own money, to come and flex here. Guess what? After doing those scouts, the white man will carry book like this. He will look. As he's looking, my brother, he's not seeing anything. No. Now just jersey number. He go just write number 4, number 6, yellow team number 3. When they do this, he will show them. Boys will be dying on the pitch because they want to impress white man. Mm-hmm. After playing those balls finish, he will come back. Maybe they pick 30 players out of 1,000 boys that came for that screening. Those 30 players, they will gather, they will say final screening. Your name will be selected. Those boys will be happy. They will be so happy. They will call their family, everything. When they come together, the white one will advise them, say, I'm going back to Belgium, I'm going back to Germany tomorrow, this and that. My agent, my partner will communicate with your club president or your club chairman. These are the process of those scams that I'm talking about. Did the white man come? Yes. Una play ball? Yes. I think I know play ball. Una play ball. You write your name, I no write you write your name. Now, after selecting those guys, now you will now be waiting for results. What is the essence of coming? Is to come and see good talent and then talk to your club side over there to send documents for them to go and apply for visa and possibly get the visa, and then the club will send ticket, because for club side to send flight ticket is very, very cheap for them, because it's an organization already. They will just contact the company, they will just write flight ticket for you to come. Guess what? 1 month, 2 months, you'll be waiting for message. You will not see message. The white one have gone back. The man that organized this thing he has made so much money. In fact, his flight ticket to Europe, everything, he has recovered everything. You people will now go back and be praying for this man to call you and contact them. Out of those 30 players selected, even one player will not travel. Even that one, even if they call back and say one want to travel, they might tell you, the white man say, wait, the club side is doing this, and they might send one invitation letter that is not even real. You might go to the embassy, they will deny you visa because they want to make attempt to make you feel like, okay, something is happening, so that you will not think like, after all, what did you do? This and blah, blah, blah. They'll tell, but I'm not the one that selects you now. So maybe the white man, sometimes people will come, they will not select from your own team. You that pay money, you will be fighting with the man will tell you, but that the white man pick now. The white man say you don't have enough plan, you're not going to be fighting with your brother. Why didn't you play well? I gave you opportunity to come and perform. You refuse to perform. What will I do again? This is the best thing. Do you know how much I spend? Yeah, God bless you. I've tried my best. I've done this and that. I've given you platform to perform. You did not perform. These are the things that be going on in Africa that people are not taking notes of. At the end of the day, these boys will not go to anywhere. They will continue to lavish in Africa. Yeah.
Okay, Chima, I understand very well where Albert was going to when he said,
I want to say something. Can I say it?
No, be brief about it.
Yeah.
Because I want to.
In the peak of Tyson's pugilist career, in his boxing career, if you should see a poster with an heavyweight bout with Tyson and the person, one arm has been amputated, and he says he wants to engage Tyson in a boxing contest, normally everybody throughout the world will know that
This is a scam.
Mm-hmm. He made mention of, in the course of his analysis, he said harsh economic realities and lack of sponsorship. Why do you set up an academy where you know there is a hard economic reality? Why do you set up an academy when you know that there's no sponsorship? The subject title is a scam in academy. Now, you don't have any reason to cover your misdemeanors. If you are not okay to start up a business venture, checking out the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, don't go into it, because what you're about to go do there is to sweep people off their feet and swindle their money. The word academy is the same language throughout the world. If you want to compare it to Chelsea, you did say facilities and everything, accepted. So if you want to establish an academy in Nigeria here, follow suit to the standard of an academy. We've made many relative examples here, how they swindle people of their money. So what they have, 90% of the team they call academy here in Nigeria are not basically an academy. If you have an academy and you have developed talent to a particular level that you feel they can earn their professional level out there, you should provide what is necessary for them to go and earn their talent, because at the end of the day, you are going to generate massive money from them. Are you getting the picture? So the idea of saying one economy did not favor sponsors, did not favor, why don't you look for the sponsorship before you starting up the academy? Yeah. So my advice to all academy is this. If you know you are not ready to start up a football academy, don't start. Don't engage some persons that you want to give them a future. At the end of the day, you don't give them a lifeline. at the end of the day, you hit them on side because they don't have money to sponsor themselves. How much is international passport now? The new policy now, international passport now, 100 and 200,000 naira.
100 for
you want to tell somebody that never eat
32.
eggs since morning, maybe eating bread and akara, you say you should go and do international passport. You may go extra miles, want you to get international passport. How about visas and all of that? So whomsoever is operating a football academy in Nigeria here, looking at the harsh economic realities and looking at lack of sponsorship, so to speak, as Chima has said, don't start it up. But if you're ready to start up an academy, ensure that you put everything in place to actually be that in an academy is supposed to be.
Let me give us some advice. Sorry. I know. Let me say something. You see, the scam in this academy, my own fault to these coaches or to this academy, we all know how Nigeria is. If you have a gym, your level of standard might not be up to another person's level of standard, but people still patronize you until they get a better one. Even in Europe, we have academy like we have said, Arsenal, Chelsea, Nottingham, for all of them, but the academy are not still the same. One is bigger than one. But the problem that we have in Africa is that if you are a coach or an academy owner, do not give in to false information. I know some people that if you come there for any program and say, I love this player, I want to take this player to abroad, this player should people, they will tell you, no, I cannot do that. So that is where this scam is coming in. Having an academy is not a problem. In Nigeria, even if you don't have too much facility, we already know, even the national team, how many facilities they have. But boys are hungry to play football. Even there are some places in Lagos that they don't even have a coach. They just organize themselves to be playing football every Sunday, every Saturday, just because they don't want to keep their talent. So some of these people come with their goodwill to organize these people like, okay, let us be training so day. We'll be buying. But even some coaches with their money sometimes try to sponsor to the level they want, like taking those boys to matches, buying football kits for one or two people. When it comes to collecting money from parents, sponsoring to Europe, like the story I have said before, you should know that this person that is coming to meet you, do you know him? Can you hold him accountable? If they give him money to do visa and ticket, apart from doing the visa and ticket, the story says giving you, is it true? If you're not sure of it, don't allow any of your academy player to send money to anybody. If anybody is doing that, it should be at the person's list, not you involved, because you are there to protect those boys. So you should not bring people that will come and scam our brothers in Nigeria. And then if our brothers to travel to any place, scammers or in Europe, people should not go and suffer as a result of the contact you are giving to them. So that is why if you travel to every part of the world today, you see many African players who have traveled there. Some of them have played under 17, under 20, some have played in their Premier League, but when they got there, the story they gave them was not the same thing. They have to stay there. They cannot come back to Nigeria or to Africa because of shame there. So because of that, they have to stay there. Football, they no longer play football anymore. And they cannot longer come back to Africa. Why? Because of shit. From there, they kill their career, they kill their life, they just begin to live on the street because it's abroad. They just continue to stay. So that is my own advice for them. If you have academy, make sure you don't engage any contact that you are not sure of. And if you want contact, go and verify by yourself. Involve them. Don't allow people to spend money on something that will not work out, because football is not easy. At the end of the day, sometimes you can spend millions taking boys to a contact that you know that is good, yet they will not succeed. When Osimhen traveled to Wolfsburg, he did not succeed at that first time. He came back. There are people who have traveled to Europe 2-3 times and come back before they now go the one that they succeeded. So it's vice versa. But the scam aspect is what I am against.
What I have to say there is that Mr. Albert made mention of, if you don't have a standard academy, do not call it an academy. Because an academy where you cannot cater for your own players traveling or contract is not an academy. You made mention of Chelsea, Barca, many other academies like that. I strongly believe that if a player from Barca Academy wants to go for trials in another academy or another club, I believe it's Barca that will sponsor the trip.
Do you know how much they pay for academy there?
That's what I'm
in
saying.
Nigeria now. That's what I'm saying. In Nigeria now, if you have academy now,
we are not competing.
If you tell person to pay 2 million,
there's no way. Then it's not an academy.
That is what you are saying now.
That means we don't have a standard academy here.
Yes.
You cannot call out if your
We have some. We have Bonner Boy Academy.
Can
We have
they take care of
Beyond Limit
Can
Academy.
they take care of these expenses?
Yes, because the money you are paying itself because the academy is much.
And secondly, if you have an academy, you need to have contact with all these football clubs.
Yes, that's not the challenge.
Yeah, you need to have personal contact. So if this person is going to that club, you know that I'm leaving my academy, your academy to so academy. After doing anything that he's doing, that if they do not take him for the what's this called, screening, he comes back to your own academy. Yes. You understand? But in the case of Nigeria, we don't have it like that way. And again, comparing Nigerian academy to that of South Africa and to that of Ghana, I don't think there is any basis of comparison between Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa. Nigeria academy is worse than Ghana and that of South Africa. I still believe that the South African own is ahead of all these other two countries. And lastly, Nigeria, Moses Simon has an academy that produced Benjamin Frederick. At least you made mention of that you've not seen any academy that's produced a big player. I can tell you now for free that Benjamin Frederick was produced from Moses Simon's academy. Thank you, and thank you so very much.